Okay, old and crackadated here. Let you know what kind of project I've got going on. This is a 10-foot satellite dish. I stripped all the mesh out of it, and tell you that mesh out of these old satellite dishes is really good to use to cover the vent holes in air conditioners on RVs to keep the dirt daubers out from building nests on the fan blades, which I took one off of a motorhome because it was making such a racket, and I got to pull it out of the storage and clean the dirt dauber nest off of the fan blades. That's all that's wrong with it, because a friend of mine had the same thing happen to his. Well, we took some panels off of this dish and he put them on the inside of the cowling to the air conditioner and hadn't had a single problem with dirt daubers building nests in there since. So if you got the mesh out of one of these old satellite dishes, it makes a fine bug screen for your air conditioner on your RV, or matter of fact, a home air conditioner. It'll definitely keep the dirt daubers out, and I've probably got the original world population of dirt daubers here. Everything is clogged with it. But anyway, what I'm going to do is put a tripod of legs out of 8-foot fence post. I only got to sink them in the ground just a little ways, and later I can pour a footing and shave the base of it to fit one of those deck blocks, which I'll show you one of them in a few minutes. The easiest thing in the world is what I've got my front porch supported with, and the easiest thing in the world to fix an anchored foundation for a 4x4 post. But I've just got to trim for the size to go down in that square to anchor those posts. But anyway, what I'm going to do is cover this with metal. I've got some straight metal for the 36-inch roofing panels, which is 42 inches wide when it's flat. It'll come up to about here, and then I'll put a patch around the top of it, and then build a cone over this right here in order to give it ventilation. If I want to grill something underneath it, the smoke will come out this. But that is a good use for one of these aluminum frames for satellite dish. And let me move my camera and I'll show you. This is where I'm going to locate it. I've got this big rock, and of course I've got some more big rocks down there. I've got a rock bench made out of limestone that's down there in the wooded area. But anyway, I'm going to locate it right here, and it's going to be a 3-leg deal. I put one post right here, and then now there's the mesh that came out of that, but it's good for all kind of screening. Anyway, I'll have a leg there and a leg over here because the predominant wind comes out of that direction. Now this is my old shed. Let me get. Well, that's my old shed right there. It's an old pop-up shell that the fabric tore all to pieces. I mean, I had a storm here, 80 miles an hour. It bent the thing up, but I covered it with some tarps, and it's worked out good. And of course, I've got my let me go over here and take a look at this. Now this is my e-bike trailer. I bring the e-bike out after a while and let you see it, but that's my e-bike trailer. Okay, let me cut this off. Now this is my Swagtron EB5 e-bike. Got a kickstand back there, and of course the pedals will fold up out of the way. It brakes here in the middle, folds around. The handlebars will fold down flat. Thing takes up very little room, and it is lightweight. I mean, it weighs practically nothing. It'll go 15 miles on a charge. And I've never run a charge down on it yet. I hadn't been that far. But it's a 36 volt. Takes a 42 volt charger. And of course, it's got cat tracks all over it from being in the tent. But the way you turn it on right here on the handlebars. Let me get it in here where you can see the light on it. Well, it don't show up in the daylight very much, but it's got all 5 bars of charge, but that's how it turns on. And it's pedal assist. And I mean, it really gives a good pedal assist too. Real good pedal assist. But I've been real happy with this. But here's the lock for the fold down on the handlebars. And then you have the lock to lock the seat, and it's been locked in that position all the time. And of course, here's where it breaks in the middle. It's got a release over on the other side. Well, I guess it'd help if I take the lock out. Now it's got a little, I'll turn it around where you can see here. Okay. It's got a lock here, safety lock, keep it from accidentally getting kicked out. That's the reason I had them pull. I thought, oh wait, I got to undo the latch. Now, there you go. But that's how it folds up. And of course your handlebars fold down flat. It folds into practically nothing. There it is, locked back together. Never had a problem with it unlocking or anything. It works pretty good. I've been happy with it. I bought it as a display model at Sam's Club. I think I gave like $250 for it, and they're not that much more expensive buying them new, but they are well worth the money. I'm getting ready to buy a bigger bike, an E6, which has got more range and a little bit higher speed. I think it goes 19 miles an hour, stays under that tag speed limit. But I've been real happy with it. And I bought an e-bike kit for my Mongoose trail bike. And it's pretty good because that thing's got a lot of different speeds to it. I think it's like a 12 speed or something like that. Can't remember all the numbers of everything I've got, because I've got 2 or 3 items here around. But just thought I'd show you what project I've got going. And as usual, if it can, it will. I've had some calamities lately that let me know my theme is still working. If it can, it will. I put a new stove pipe on my stove, put a 4-foot section on top of that vertical pipe that was on there and an elbow at the top, and then took the bevel that was on the end of that pipe that went horizontal to make a little flange out there to keep water out of it. Well, I got a package in the mail today, and it came from real close. I've had a pretty busy day. I've been cutting out those panels for the roof. And I ordered something. Keep this bag away from babies and children. Well, I guess I can't open it. I'll just have to send it back. I can't open this bag. Ever Advanced came from Huntsville, Alabama. Oh, come on out of there. Oh. It's a cot. Pretty reasonably priced too. I ordered it on Amazon and it came from right across the river. Well, let me finish opening all this and I'll come right back. Because it's going to be a problem getting everything unpacked. And I want to make this as short as possible. Okay, now we're going to fit this thing together. As like everything else, it's got the elastic couplings for the poles. Okay. And let's Ever Advanced. And I'm hoping I can feed these in either end. Well, wouldn't you know, I got to feed them in from the other end. Let me just turn it around instead of turning me around. Oh. Let's see the phone pouch. Well, I guess you just first put together on these things. It's tough. This thing don't want to open up. Man, it is stiff when it's new. don't want to hold open for me to get it started. Pretty thick fabric. Feels like a double strength. Well, I'm going to have to take it all the way out because it's got a little side pocket, a little fitting that goes through. Right here it's got an open pocket where it started. I didn't see that to begin with. So we'll thread it back through. A little easier the second time. Oh, they say love is like that, better the second time around. I don't know why though. Probably after it goes together 2 or 3 times, it'll get easy. Now, that tucked in pretty good. Hello, Ruff. Come on in the camera here, buddy. Let everybody see you. That's my new dog. And the one over here is Ridge. Ruffles and Ridges. It's the first time they've come around this close. They got a curiosity though, so I don't know why anybody would dump them, but they sure did. Getting old, I guess, so nobody want to take care of them. Probably the owner may have died, and they just family took them off and dumped them. Don't know. Hey, Ridge, come on back here, buddy. And they've been chasing the horses today. They found out if they run at them, they'll make them take off, and then they just watch them run. Trot along behind them and watch them run, and then they come on back up here and chase the cats the same way. Get after the cats and make them run. I've got a lab German Shepherd mix, and that's her that you hear barking in the background. They ain't learned to get along yet, and I guess it's none of them have ever been around other dogs very much. Oh, my chair's sinking in the ground. Okay, that's got that. And I would think it would be best to start in the middle. This is a pretty easy cot to put together. Whew. Boy. It's going to take some force to get on. Oh. There you go. This thing is lightweight. Yeah, I think put them all in the same direction, make it easier to take apart. Those things sure fit tight. Where you going, babies? I like the idea it got 5 feet on it. I ordered another cot that's only got 3 sets of legs, but it's got double feet on each one. It's not like I tried to get the one Tigress for a long time, but they've been out of them for so long. They can't get the orders filled. Well, there you have it, all put together. And I'm telling you what, we have strictly had some rain. The DOD chair sunk in the mud. Got a nice carrying case. But it's pretty easy to put together, easy to take apart. This one I bought for using in my smaller tent, because it's only like 8 feet off, or 8 inches off the ground. But it's man, let's see how comfortable it is. Oh yes, it feels good. Oh, well, good night, folks. And of course, it's taken apart just the reverse of putting it together. And my first panel cut, I cut according to the wire screen pattern, but I found that if I cut it 1.5 inches wider, they fit good. So I had enough metal to cut 7 panels out of, and I'll be able to use that narrower panel because I'm cutting a wider panel for the double joints like that right here. Well, that's enough of that. Well, I thought I'd just end this video up with a little banjo pick, and I've got the proper pick now. And I went looking for some more of these picks, and the music store is closed. It's gone, empty. I think that's where I got this pick, but I'm not sure. I'm hoping to find another one like it. It's got these stripes in the color of it, and it's got the picture of a bridge on it, like a bridge over a river, but I can't see a name on it, and I don't know what it is, but the pick fits my thumb perfectly. And it helps eliminate some of that tremble in my thumb. I've got so many muscle cramps in me today. This video I shot this afternoon. I'll try to put it up tonight, but I made pretty good progress on the cutting the pieces out and everything, and then I discovered that cot had just been delivered, so I went ahead and did a put together on that. And I've got a new bivvy tent coming, and it is humongous. It's a two-person bivvy tent. I would like to be able to go somewhere and set that up, and I probably could, because I think it's big enough to even put my facilities in it. And it still can be stealthy. I've got my own place that I could set up a camp on, about 3 miles from here. I'd like to do an electric bike stealth camp and put my gear on that little trailer, hoping that I'll get in good enough shape that I can do that for a while. But this is old and crackadated, and I'm in my tent. I was going to do a video in here of all the stuff I got stored away, but I had to take one of my storage shelves back because the plastic tubes were just straight tubes that didn't have the tapered ends on them. And I checked every package there in Walmart, and every one of them was the same. So totally unusable. They didn't even fit the holes. Yeah. And that's a U.S. made product. Probably not U.S. made people working in the factory though. Well, this is old and crackadated, and if it can, it will. And I'll get this put together.